Yo, Wagwan. So I basically have this video here of my back of the head, the freeform locks that were recently chopped. And this was like in the earlier stages of this new journey I've been going on. Now, it's been getting pretty hectic, pretty chaotic at the back of my head. And it's very interesting having freeform dreadlocks that are not separated. Now, this is the back of my head currently. And I've been doing my best to try and, like I said, not separate anything. The main issue out of this is that, I sleep pretty much on my back with my head flat. So there is a flat spot being created that is definitely just pure mattedness. Now, the crazy thing about my dreadlocks at the back at this point is that they remind me of a Pokemon character. And that Pokemon is Haunter. And, Haunter being the evolution of Ghastly. For some reason, when I look at the back of my head, I just feel like I have the same hairstyle as Haunter right now, where they kind of like fly out the sides and it's got that kind of mullet thing at the bottom. So I thought that was pretty funny to have that coincidence there. Now, what I notice is that, it's taken, I think it's been about 2 years or coming up on 2 years where I haven't, where I've been growing the back of my head in like this. I'm not really separating it here. I'm just showing you how strong actually the dreadlocks are. The back of it is pretty much one big mat at this point with like a couple branches that are coming off. So I don't really know how these are going to come out at the end of it all. I thought they were going to be separate dreads, but it looks like it's going to be one big matted kind of plica because it's crazy. This is the nape. The nape, I haven't been shaving it or trimming it or anything like that. So one side kind of seems to be growing in faster than the other side. But this is fine because, no one really sees. I don't wear my hair up. That area is pretty much unseen on my dread journey. This area here, I've been playing around with it, and I see that, when I stick my finger into this mat, you can really tell that this is a flat dread. My finger doesn't even really show. And this is what's really connecting everything together at the back. And it's kind of strange having a flat spot that is dreaded. I can see now kind of how big flat plicas start to exist in situations like that. I don't know where this little ponytail that's sticking out is going to really turn into. It kind of has a mind of its own. It kind of sticks up and does what it wants to do. The one on the right side is kind of doing the same thing, but also connected by a really large, flat, matted area of hair. Also connected down to the kind of like a rat tail ponytail section at the bottom, the dreadlock mullet area. Me pulling apart, me showing you the tension here, not really fully separating it. I don't even think I could pull that apart to separate it. It would need scissors at this point. And the question is, do I really want to separate these to become, individual dreadlocks? And I do, but I don't at the same time. I'm kind of intrigued to see how this big flat matted area sorts itself out over the next couple of years. I want to see if it does become a one big thicker dread or just a bigger matted mess. Not really sure. I'm super surprised at the cleanliness of what's going on right now. Like, it's not really having much buildup issue, not really having dry skin or dandruff. The area is pretty clean, especially since, a lot of sweat does happen in that area, especially, if I take a bath or a shower or a hot tub or a sauna or something like that, and I'm wearing my rubber swim cap. That area does sweat quite a bit. So it's been a journey in itself. Part of me, like I said, does want to get in there and separate it, but it's very unique. I've never had dreadlocks in this shape before. Luckily, the rest of my hair does cover it most of the time. So I don't really have to walk around with it like this too much, if at all any. It is kind of like an awkward dread. And you know, flipping my hair back, it does cover a lot of it, but one part does stick out at certain times, like right there where that side piece is. That's like as interesting as it gets. That's as much as it really shows what's going on. So that's another area to look out for, to understand and to kind of conceptualize how these new freeforms unseparated are going to partake and grow and become unique. So it's kind of a cool set. I think it wasn't really a mistake by cutting these off at the back of my head. It's allowed me to understand dreadlocks even more. It's allowed me to continue a new journey while holding on to my old journey at the same time. So a lot of growth personally, mentally, and physically. And when I tie my dreads up with their own locks at the back, it looks pretty good. It definitely hides a lot of it, and it actually kind of adds to the craziness of the hairstyle. You know, it shows my flat locks still, my round one, my kinky one, my loopy ones. Texture wise, you know, my dreadlocks definitely have a mind of their own. I can't really say they look like anybody else's locks. They're definitely unique to myself, and I would recommend trying to not separate a freeform journey at least once. I know a lot of people cannot fathom the idea of having dreadlocks that are not separated at all, but it's definitely worth it to try, because at the end of the day, you can always separate later down the road, even if you have to use some sort of tool to do it. And me pointing here is just kind of like a cowlick. I don't think it's a bald spot or anything. It's just a cowlick on where my new dreads and my old dreads have kind of separated naturally. So it's a very interesting. It kind of looks like my cowlick has kind of grown bigger in that spot. Also, I did have stitches in my head, you know, a while ago, a few years ago, in this area as well, and I think my scar is around there somewhere. So that could also be contributing to that cowlick there forming, or even if it's not a cowlick, it's just more like a partition, a parting that kind of happened on its own. There's only one flake I see. I also see a lot of gray hair. Gray hair in my head right now is very common. I'm just going with it. I'm not worried about it. One day I do hope to have a full set of gray dreadlocks. So that's about it on this update. I do appreciate you guys stopping by, and definitely leave a comment on your thoughts down below. Peace out. One love. Yeah. Blaka.